Speaker, and it is with pleasure that I rise to make a contribution to the Police Amendment Police Promotions Bill 2013. And of course, Mr Acting Speaker, I'm always delighted to stand and speak in this House about policing, and particularly legislative change in policing, because I have actually worked with the police and for the police on a number of occasions, most notably in between 1993 and 1995, where I worked in the police media unit, where indeed I met a pretty young superintendent's daughter named Nicole, and she spent 11 years working in the New South Wales Police and subsequently made the very wise decision to get married to me, of course. And then her father was Superintendent Fred Brave, known to some of the MPs that have come from the police service, who spent 35 years in the New South Wales Police, most notably as the local area commander at Mount Druitt, but also established the Moorebank Command and had a significant role in the backpacker murder investigation as the commander of the search of Belanglo Forest. So, Mr Acting Speaker, I speak with a fair bit of passion when I come across the police legislative agenda, because indeed I married into the police force. Mr Acting Speaker, like the member for Parramatta, I also have a strong relationship with my local area command, and if I could just pause to make credits due to the incoming Superintendent Rob Critchlow, who's the new local area commander for the Hills District. Rob has come from the eastern suburbs, was originally brought up in the Goulburn area, and still has family in the Goulburn area who are very ably represented by the Minister for Families, Minister for Families, Prue Goward, and of course many in this chamber who are follow rugby would know that Rob was a very prominent rugby player before he joined the New South Wales Police. And I have to pay credit for him, not because he's made the very wise decision to work in the Hills Local Area Command, but crime in my electorate, Mr Acting Speaker, is well and truly under control. The last visit we had from the Minister for Police, the member for Castle Hill, and I were able to boast that the Minister had announced that alcohol-related crime in the Hills District was significantly down. And I have to pay credit to the police for that. Not only is it the police, of course, but the way that they work with the community. The police in the Hills District coordinate a safety committee which meets every 2 months at Castle Hill, at the Hillshire Council, and that's represented by advocates against domestic violence. They also work, of course, with the RSL Club to ensure that, and the hotels, to ensure that any alcohol and liquor issues are addressed. The Hills Local Area Command have taken leadership roles right around my community, and I'm very, very grateful for them. But, Mr Acting Speaker, if I can just turn to the bill and highlight the fact that this really is an important reform to improve the ability of the New South Wales Police to fill positions ensuring integrity, transparency and equity. The bill comes about as part of a review in the promotion system by Lance Wright QC, and found that whilst the system was generally working well, improvements could be made. And it might be worthwhile to note that it's been some 20 years since the Woodrow Commission into Police Corruption, where a number of amendments were made to the structure of the New South Wales Police. And it's good to see that even though those amendments have been made, and they were made to improve policing and bring it into the 21st century and highlight the fact that police are not just simply public servants in uniform. They are members of our community that, like soldiers, have sworn an oath of office and are prepared to take their own safety and well-being away from considerations when it comes to other people's safety. But the bill allows recommendations from Mr Wright, along with other proposals, to improve the police promotion system. Under the present promotion system, police officers demonstrate their suitability for a rank to be promoted rather than actually demonstrating the attributes required to a given position, which is not appropriate given the complex nature of many of the roles required in the police force currently, especially when an officer who can otherwise fill a duty is prohibited as a result of not possessing suitability for a given rank, which is not relevant to the position they hold. And let's just pause there, Mr Acting Speaker, and remember that, as I mentioned, the police are not just public servants in uniform, and the police force isn't just full of constables on the beat. We have in New South Wales one of the biggest police forces in the world. We have police. This New South Wales police is actually larger than more than half the world's armies. We have a police that have an air wing. We have the water police. We have police that are in charge of close and VIP protection. We have police that run encounters. Thank you to the Parliamentary Secretary reminding me that police work with the military on a number of counter-terrorism operations and exercises. We have police that go overseas and work with the United Nations. We have detectives. We have chaplains in the New South Wales Police. We have police that unfortunately are called to work in domestic violence, with paedophilia. We have police that work in drugs in the Middle Eastern Crime Squad, and the list just goes on. So this bill will make improvements to promotion to vacant specialist positions, many of whom I've just mentioned, by allowing officers to be appointed by merit to a specialist position on the provisional basis outside the rank-based promotion system. For example, if you had a law graduate joining the New South Wales Police and there was a position in police prosecutions, this legislation would allow that particular officer to be identified as having that unique knowledge and experience. Mr Acting Speaker, officers from the promotion list will also be allowed to be provisionally appointed specialist positions if they are not qualified for the position, on the basis that we will actually complete the qualification over a specific period, whilst completing on-the-job training. And I mention again, police prosecutions. This legislation will make it more seamless for a police officer who decides to go and do a law degree part-time, as many of them do, to actually have a better career path and a more manageable career path. Some specialist position will require officers to undergo psychological assessment to ensure they are suitable for the position. This bill also adds additional processes for superintendent positions. This will give the Commission a greater ability to select their best officer based on merit. And that, Mr Acting Speaker, is what this government is trying to introduce into New South Wales after 16 years of neglect, a meritocracy. The position of Senior Sergeant is removed from the promotional system, and I might pause there as well, Mr Acting Speaker, and remind the Chamber that the rank of Staff Sergeant in the Army, which was the equivalent to the Senior Sergeant rank, was removed some time ago. So when it comes to those inter-service operations and exercises between the military and the police, and there wasn't an equivalent to Staff Sergeant in the New South Wales Police, we've now brought that into more harmonious with the removal of Senior Sergeant. Expression of interest process to fill Senior Sergeant positions on a non-permanent basis is implemented, recognising the unique role the Senior Sergeants play in the police force. The bill ensures that managerial positions and specialist positions are ensured that they are filled with those most qualified to fill those positions, and it will ensure that the New South Wales Police Force becomes more efficient and better equipped to manage the demands of modern policing. The bill demonstrates the New South Wales Government's commitment to improving services and ensuring the New South Wales Police Force is able to meet the needs of the community. So, Mr Acting Speaker, if I can just conclude on an ad for the New South Wales Police Recruiting Office. Whether you want to be a musician or a pilot, whether you want to be a detective or a homicide investigator, whether you want to be a constable on the beat, or you want to be a close personal protection officer, the New South Wales Police will provide you with that career. And in my mind, this legislation will allow that career path to be more manageable, much more attractive, and give young people thinking a career in law enforcement a much better avenue to fulfil their dreams. So for that reason, Mr Acting Speaker, I commend the bill to the House.